The second time in like the last few months I have been.
Hello, Naruko Uzumaki here. This is, I'm going to show you how to do the bridge on Crota on hard mode. This is actually a re-upload. My original upload, I apologize, was cut in half. I don't know why. It was, PlayStation didn't like to record the whole thing, so I gave you what I had at the time. But here's a redo. Hopefully you find this helpful in some way. I want to give a quick thank you to some really good friends of mine that did help me make this video. They were patient with me and ran through it with me. Again, it took us a little while to get our groove down. And we got a lot of people doing other bunch of things. So, quick shout out to Ablation, Method Killer, Illusion, Delphinium, and Freeze. Quick shout out to you guys. Anyway, you can see what I'm doing here is I'm actually climbing up to the top of this tower here. And what that does is when you climb up there, you fool the map into thinking that you're not there. And when you're not there, the game despawns everything. So the people that are waiting down below are currently they're just basically waiting for those of us who can make it up there to get in position and to do our thing. And before they activate the sync plate and activate all the enemies, then what they'll do is they'll kill themselves, and that's it. They'll die. I believe one or two of them actually has self-res, so they can come back. So that's good. Anyway, they do that. And after a couple seconds, all the thrall will just despawn. The sword bearer stays, which is good, because that's what you want. You can't get across to the other side without the sword bearer. And,
I'm sorry, that was a...
So, once you, by the way, everybody can make it up to this tower. It's not just exclusive classes. Hunters are probably actually the hardest to make it up there. Warlocks and Titans are miles easier, because, they're glidey and floaty and fairy-like. So, anyway, for a hunter, though, if you're a hunter, to get up to the actual tower, I would suggest, actually using your triple jump. It makes things a lot easier, because you're more precise. And having a weapon with +2 agility and maxing out your speed on your stats definitely helps. As you can see now, I'm having a little trouble making it up here. You cannot make it up here with a triple jump. I've tried 100 times. I mean, it might be plausible. I don't know. I've never made it up here without using the higher jump stat. And as you can see, I actually was having some trouble getting up there earlier, so I actually had to use the handy Destiny app and swap my weapons around to grab my mythic class so I could get my +2 agility. Very nice thing to have, and I know a lot of you are probably wondering why does speed and agility matter at this point? I mean, you're just jumping. But yeah, speed and agility actually do increase your jump height, because you get that extra, momentum as you're running. All you need is that quick running start. Anyway, hunters cannot make it up to the tippy top of that tower. So, as a hunter, you need to come to the back of the tower and do this jumping, like you see me doing here. And what that does, the jumping actually, I don't know why, but you're in the air long enough to fool the game and thinking you're not there. So it despawns the thrall. Easy. Okay, so what's going to happen here is I'm going to come down to the base of this tower here, and me and Method are going to be we're going to be distracting the sword bearer, which currently is following my friend Blasian. And what Blasian is doing, she's running little tight ellipticals on that circle, kind of like she's doing a hokey pokey. The hokey pokey is really essential, because when you're standing on that platform that she's on, as you could see, those and what I'm doing now too, I'm taking her place for her. Those platforms are turning red, and when they open up all the way at the top like a flower, they bloom, it kills you. It first take away your super, and then it just kills everybody, ordinarily. Ordinarily, when I run this part, I run it with me and just my boyfriend, or another person. It doesn't, not necessarily him. And usually that's the only way to do it, because you don't have enough people to stand on the totems. Usually, you have enough people to stand on the totems and you're fine, but that doesn't always happen. So, with 3 people, it's a lot easier. A lot easier. But when you're running it with just 1 or 2 people, usually you gotta have one person distracting the sword bearer, of course, and then the other person's job is to basically run those tight circles, as you've seen me and Blasian doing. So that you're on the platform long enough to build the bridge, but at the same time, you're not on there long enough for the towers to kill you. Which is, it's tricky, and it's a bit hard to learn. It might take you a couple tries to get down.
Sorry, not sorry.
So don't get frustrated, if you can't pull it off right off the bat. It takes a time or 2. It took me, well, actually, funny enough, the first time I ever did it, I got it on my first try. I had built the bridge built, almost instantaneously. But then several tries after that, I tried to replicate that, and I was just having so much trouble. But once you got your own rhythm and your pattern down, it's really easy. Alright, now what I'm going to show you in a moment is I'm going to show you the inverse. I mean, you can hang with me if you want. Basically, you might understand what's going on from here on. It's basically just a, just a waiting game at this point, for me, as the person on this side, because I can't do anything. If I pop my head out, I wouldn't suggest trying to fight either. In normal mode, you can get away with that. You can pop out, shoot your rockets or whatever. I wouldn't really try that here.
Oh god.
I've tried, trust me, and I'm the brave type. I'm the type of person that'll pop my head out and fire because I get bored easy. But as a person here,
The controller
once the thrall know where you are, or the witches, if anything, so that's the worst part, is the witches. If the witches get a scent of you and they know where you're at, they're going to bombard you with, like blasts, like arc blasts. And those arc blasts, sometimes they're AoE, and a little area of effect, and they have explosive rounds, so when they hit, they don't have to hit you per se, but they can hit the floor around you or above you, and all of a sudden, you're going to die, and you're really going to be cornered, because, sometimes you have curse thrall that will creep all around this pillar here, or other kinds of stuff. I usually see when you're sitting like this, I'm not really looking around too much, because that really happens right there too. For some reason, the thrall, and especially the gatekeeper, is the funniest. They get antsy and they run at you, and they're like, "Oh, I'm gonna kill you," and they're just like, "Oh, wait, there's a floor there, and it's not there all of a sudden," so then they die. So, yeah, as I was saying, you really don't want one of them, especially an ogre. I've had ogres kill me, and sometimes when the thralls and stuff are coming at you, sometimes you just forget that, hey, you're there, and, like, you forget you're that close to the edge. I've had a couple times where I've accidentally jumped, and I've hit the lip of that column there, and all of a sudden, I'm dead. Because I fall off, or I'm trying to evade a thrall, so I'll jump back and I'll forget that I'm that close. So any number of things can happen, and I've done it 100 times. It's not about, oh, okay, I don't know, or whatever. Alright, what you're about to see here is me and the boyfriend. This is actually a true 2-man. The last part, I listed, the people that gave me help. My boyfriend and I, Kirito and I, usually run this ourselves, but he wasn't online when I made the video, and, I was, lucky enough for my usual raiding partners to be on, which is it's really nice to have people that are willing to help you, even though they're not really getting anything out of it. It's really nice. Anyway, yeah, as you can see, I'm on my, Warlock, and which I mentioned is a lot easier to get up there, but sometimes, the jumps just don't want to work, or maybe you're off your game. I was feeling a little off my game at this point, and as you can see, I gave it a couple tries, but honestly, I couldn't find the way up there. I don't know, I kept sliding off. So, yeah, so I'm going to give up here in a minute or two. I can't remember when. I think I get it. No, yeah, I kind of like, okay, well, I'm just gonna go and shoot them in the face because I can't jump, but I can still shoot them in the face. So I come over here and, you know, blast a couple times. I believe I do make another attempt to come over there, to get up top, because it really, if you can, getting up to the top, it's not necessary. At this point, you just have to kill a certain amount, you have to shoot a certain amount of people. I can't remember the number. I think it's somewhere it's like 25. You gotta kill 25 enemies, maybe 24, something like that. I don't know why, but 20 sticking out in my head. You kill that many people, then, you know, the ogres come out. Once you see the witches start to spawn, wizards, witches, whatever you'd like to call them, once they spawn, you know the ogres are soon to follow. So, that's something. As I was stating before in my last video, it's very good to have, well, Icebreaker is really good. If you have Icebreaker, which, I mean, by now, if you're raiding like this, probably you've been around long enough for Zer to have sold it at least twice now. He's sold it, I believe, 4 or 5 times. So really, not having an Icebreaker at this point is just like, you didn't know better, or whatever, I'm not sure, but it shouldn't be. You should have one. But if not, don't fret. You know, any sniper will work fine. Assuming, you know, because after you run out of ammo after a while, you know, they do just kind of like, hey, you know, you don't have ammo, you're not doing anything, here you go, help the team, you lazy person. But another substitute is, as you can see, a scout rifle, assuming you're a decent shot. You know, they are kind of far away, and those thralls do have itty-bitty heads. You know, they're not that bright. So scout rifle and sniper rifle are really good. If you have a rocket launcher, and hey, you know, I mean, you could always just take some shots and, like, you know, spray and pray. But, you know, tracking rockets is really good to have. You know, Truth, Hunger of Crota, Gallarhorn, and I'm sure there's a few blues or other purples out there I'm forgetting to mention that have tracking. There are probably, I'm sure there's more than those 3. I can't think of any off the top of my head. But yeah, it's good to have one of them because you can kill like clusters of them, thrall and acolytes, which is good because, you know, you gotta kill them, 1, and 2, sometimes if they hang around too long, they get the scent of, you know, the person that's hanging around over there. See, what I'm using here is the Black Hammer, and I personally love the Black Hammer. I think it's a better weapon than the Icebreaker. A lot of people will disagree. The Icebreaker is great because even if you run out of ammo, it gives you more for free. But as you can see here with the Black Hammer, which, by the way, has a stronger base attack stat, as long as you keep getting criticals, it just gives you your ammo back. No reloading, no nothing. The Icebreaker, you have to at least reload, which is fine. No, strike that. I'm sorry, you don't have to reload, but it does have a regen rate that's kind of slow. You know, usually what I do if I have Icebreaker is I'll use my 6 shots, and I'll switch to my scout rifle and just go to town. You know, for a little bit till it respawns. And the Black Hammer, you know, yeah, maybe you're not the best shot, or maybe, you know, everybody misses once in a while, so, you know, who knows, maybe you don't get those crits, you run out of your sniper. Yeah, sometimes you just don't get those crits, and you run out, which is bad, because, you know, this thing is long enough as it is. You really don't want to sit and have to wait to, you know, reload your ammo. That's why it's nice to have a scout rifle or a hand cannon, because, you know, and I'm not the best shot, so it's all a matter of preference. Anyway, yeah, that's about all I have to say. It's pretty much, you know, just a waiting game at this point. I'd like to give a quick shout out to a buddy of mine, No Life Gamers with a Z. They're all about the retro, which, you know, is cool to see the contrast between, you know, that and, you know, Destiny. But yeah, go check them out. They're pretty cool. This is Naruka Uzumaki signing off. I hope you guys have a fabulous evening. Thanks.